Hey everybody, we're starting differently than our usual method because we are going to show you how the pre responds to this so that we can show you exactly how MediaSync works. When you plug a drive in, it gives you these different options. You can choose just to charge and it'll just charge right off of the computer there. But if you change your mind and you decide it is time to do a full-on MediaSync, you can definitely do that. So we're going to tap MediaSync and you have this nice display pop up. And pardon the camera shake, but what's going to happen here is inside iTunes, it is going to recognize that, hey, this is an iPod named Palm Pre. Seems very odd. You can go into the Music tab and choose to have it sync some music. You can choose to sync movies, so I don't have any. This will only sync stuff that is not DRM protected, but you can see it syncs podcasts, no problem. And yes, it will even sync photos, although I don't have an iPhoto library on this computer. There's a contacts tab, but of course that's not going to work here, and games, which of course are definitely not going to work. So all in all, boy, it just works, man. All right, let's break this cycle here, and let's take a closer look at how the pre-syncs. Okay, we've got our music loaded up, and so it's time to go take a look. And so we're going to launch the music app, and I'm going to tell you right at the outset that the music app is pretty good, but it's not great. So you can see our basic home screen here has a few options. You can shuffle all of your music. You can go take a look at artists and see a nice list, and you can see album arts listed here on the right hand side. And when you scroll quickly, it takes a moment to load. Lists all the songs that are listed inside there. Same thing with albums. You can go take a look at all the different albums that you've got here. And songs, genres, playlists, etc. Playlist is nice because it creates a separate playlist for your podcasts if you sync that over iTunes, but it lists every single freaking podcast. So it's great for music, but if you sync podcasts to it with the default player, they get listed along with all your other songs. So for example, if we go into Shuffle All here, which is a really nice option by the way, we've got the player, but if we start scrolling through our songs, eventually at some point you're going to run out of music, or it'll, in the middle of playing music, it'll go play a podcast, like right there. So it just plays it with the rest of your music, which, it's understandable. A lot of music players do that on phones, but it's still a little bit disappointing. So let's go to a song so we can have something going on in the background here. And of course you can adjust volume on the side here. Another convenient thing is you can turn on Bluetooth right from this screen, or from any screen, and then use it to connect up to your A2DP Bluetooth speakers. You'll note that for switching songs, all I needed to do was just flick. You can also use these little tiny buttons on the bottom, but it's a lot more convenient to just flick. You can also just tap to stop and start again. There's where you turn shuffle on and off. You can also repeat a single song if you just want to hear the same thing over and over again. You can also tap on this and get a list of the music as it's playing here without the pretty graphics, and it shows you a progress indicator. But you can pause it and you can pull it out of your list, delete it, I suppose, but you can't track through you can't scrub through the song. I want to go to halfway through the song or halfway through a podcast, and I might be missing something, but there's no way to do it. You can hold down this button to jump ahead, but there's no indicator of how far along in the song you are, which is actually really annoying. What is not annoying, however, is how well it works in the background. I can open up another app, let's say, Pandora, and while this other app is open, you've got your music controls down here in the bottom, and if you look closely, you've got next and previous, and you've also got a play pause button, and then it shows the album art in the background. You can also just tap on it, and it'll bring up the music player again to give you, more interaction, which is pretty slick. And then you can, of course, stop it from anywhere, or you can just quit out of it, and that'll close your music. Now, Pandora is playing in the background here. I just started it, and you can jump from next song to last song. You've also got, if you're signed in, of course you need to be with Pandora, you got your list of all your different radio stations here, and that's pretty slick. So we'll start up a different radio station here. You've got your thumbs down, your thumbs up, and even better, if you tap that arrow in between the thumbs down and thumbs up, it gives you options to bookmark the song or the artist, or to buy it, or buy the entire album, or whatever. So let's click buy this song, and it's going to automatically launch the Amazon MP3 store. The Amazon MP3 store can also automatically be launched from the music app, so it's actually pretty cool. And so here you see it punched in some weird search code to automatically find that song. But we actually, now that we're here on the Amazon app, let's take a look at it. So it looks a lot like the app catalog. You've got your new releases, your new and notable, and you've got that. You got a search up here at the top. You can go look at specific genres if you like, and so on. So let's go looking through. Oh, hey, Nico Case. Hey, that album's only $5. I might get that. Here, Pandora's playing in the background. I can give it a thumbs up. I can also pause it if I'm done listening to it. So we'll go back to Amazon MP3. You can see they've got all these songs. You can preview any song. Pause it. But I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And actually, before I do, I'm going to turn off Wi-Fi, just so that you can experience the pain that is wanting to buy a song while you're using an EVDO connection. Oh, it wants my email address. I'm going to punch that information, and I'm not signed into my Amazon account. Okay, so signed in here, punched in the password wrong. You can turn on one click, which is pretty convenient. Do that. So I'm going to sign in. And it asked me to accept terms and conditions, which I did the last time. And songs can be downloaded only over Wi-Fi. Please restart the download when Wi-Fi is available. And then we've got a little bubble down here showing me that downloads can be started. So let's turn on Wi-Fi so that we can actually get the music we just bought. There we go. And join the network. And we're going to just get our downloads going here. These are queued up. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. We'll open it back up again so it can run properly in the background. And download the music I just bought. Got to be careful closing cards, right? That's right. So there we go. Downloads, and you can see it's working to download that stuff in the background. So that's music, both via the built-in music app, the third-party Pandora app, and buying music off of Amazon. Not a perfect, awesome, seamless experience, but pretty darn good for a phone, and definitely good enough to work with at least at launch. Hopefully we'll see some third-party apps step that up. One last thing I'll point out is Sprint TV also has a radio app built into it, but the problem with it is that it thinks it's showing video, and so if you switch away from Sprint TV, it doesn't load in the background. So it's here, and of course we can go to Sprint Radio, and we can listen to some music. Let's listen to today's top hits, what the heck. And so it's going to load up the music, and give it a moment here. So that's great. But as soon as I exit out of the card, it needs to stop automatically. So, and there you go. You can see we're already downloading all our stuff, and we've got more queued up in the background. That's music on the pre.